Stan Lee, and he gave me a little tiny Spider-Man, and he told me if I keep this in my pocket everywhere I go, I'll always be safe, because Spider-Man's looking out for me.
Aww.
And I was an adult, by the way. This wasn't like... I was like a 40-year-old guy at that point, 30-something-year-old guy. But
Still, though.
But when my nephew got deployed and he went overseas to Afghanistan, I gave it to him. I got a little box for him, and I said, listen, you know, Stan told me if you keep this Spider-Man in your pocket everywhere you go, you'll be safe while you're overseas in the Middle East. And so he took it. Mm-hmm. With him, and I was like, that's a reason to come home, is because you're going to give me my fucking Spider-Man back. Stan Lee gave me that shit. I want it back. And so he went for 18 months, and he came back, and the minute I walked up the driveway, he was standing there. He had it in his hand. He's like, here you go, and he gave it back to me. And oddly enough, I think my sister told me a story that I guess one of his instructors, like, there was another guy that hung out with him over there, and she just kind of casually asked him, she talking to him too, you know, and they were friends. And she said, you know, does he still have his Spider-Man? And he was like, what? And he's like, yeah, his Uncle John gave him a Spider-Man to take with him that Stan Lee gave. And he was like, she said it was the most stone-cold thing she's ever heard in her life. It, like, thought the call got disconnected because it got quiet for about 10 seconds. And he just said, if somebody took that Spider-Man, I will burn this fucking country to the ground to get it back. And she said he was serious as a heart attack, too. And I just thought that was cute. But
that's amazing.
God bless America and our military. Just like, nobody's taking that kid's fucking Spider-Man. I will fuck somebody up. Good for you, America.
That's really sweet.
Yo, Joe. Yeah, it was really sweet. I thought that was really cute. But yeah, he brought it back, and he will be deployed again, I'm sure. And he will take Spider-Man back overseas with him again. That is the most well-traveled toy I've ever seen. Maybe one day on Patreon, I'll throw a picture up or something. Maybe I'll show you a picture of Spidey, little tiny Spidey. But I do keep, if I go stay at someone's house or if I go visit somebody's house and I'm there for more than a night, I will hide one somewhere in their house. And usually like a year or two later, I'm like, did you put a fucking Spider-Man in our bathroom vent? Like, yes, I did.
Yep.
Yes,
that's what I wanted to do with the army men. No,
right.
it was aliens. I found like a bag of aliens.
Oh, yeah, little plastic aliens in like a
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Is I do a lot of comic book conventions. I travel around a lot of places doing signings and whatnot. And one of the weirdest ones I saw, I want to say it was around Gatlinburg maybe, or Knoxville. I've done a couple of shows where this cat has shown up, and nobody knows who it is, but he's known as the Lord of Corn. And he just hides ears of corn all around the con and all around the con hotel. And like, if you find an ear of corn, you've been blessed by the Lord of Corn.
That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. I'm allergic to corn, which makes it even funnier to me because I found them like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, look at that! I'm gonna die. Thanks, Lord of the Corn. But nobody knows who this dude is or who she is, whoever's doing it. And then in one year, like, I guess it was like really cold and they couldn't find ears of corn, so they were leaving cans of niblets everywhere. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. And there's usually like a little note with it called, you know, you've been blessed by the Lord of Corn.
That's amazing.
I'm like, what a great gimmick for comic book conventions.
Right?
Like, how was it? Oh, I met, you know, William Shatner. No shit. How was that? He's like, nah, it was all right, but I found Lord of Corn's ear of corn. It was great. I mean, it's like that or a balloon animal, maybe. I don't know.
I always wanted to do something like that for cons.
You tried once.
Yeah. What was that again?
You were Death, and you were handing out.
I was Death.
Stones.
Yeah. I had Infinity Stones. Like we bought a whole bag full of orange soul stones.
You know how many times I've been sitting at a table and some kid walked up to me with a Death Notebook? I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, pal. He's like, yeah, would you sign my autograph book? I'm looking at it like, you know what? I ain't the smartest guy in the world or superstitious for that matter, but I don't want that kind of in my soul, man. No, I'm not signing that. Thanks. And then get all fucking mad too, like, oh man, kicking rocks. Like,
it's like, here's a scrap of paper.
I don't watch a lot of anime there, son, but I do know that one. No, I'm not doing it. You almost got me.
Death Note. There was one time where
how do you fuck that movie up on Netflix? Honestly, you had Willem Dafoe playing Death.
Yeah.
And you fucking dropped the ball.
He did do a really good rip.
Oh, he was fucking awesome. But what you didn't even need the puppet. You should have just had him in there doing it. Just make him up.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That was what disappointed me the most.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, the movie was decent, but like, it could have been so much better if you just let Willem Dafoe go off unhinged, man.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the Green Goblin in the OG Spider-Man flick. Like, you put,
Yeah.
and I get it. Okay, I've read interviews. Sam Raimi said, look, you know, you're not going to have this tactical stealth sled thing, and then a guy running around in a rubber, goblin mask. It just doesn't make sense. But I'm like, but yeah, it kind of would because he's a nutcase anyway. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think what was it? No Way Home.
right?
Really,
Yeah, he
really,
did kind
really
of.
redeemed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He came back in here. He owned it for all
Oh,
us
yeah.
old school
Yeah,
nerds.
that outfit was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was like the hoodie that kind of got burned up and
Yeah.
it looked like that. Oh, it's like brilliant,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody figured this thing out. That's why Kevin Feige's the god of Marvel.
Yeah.
If Wade Wilson can be Marvel Jesus all day long, but Kevin's steering that ship.
Yeah.
God bless him for all of us nerds out there.
And what's great
Father,
though
Son,
is
and the
that
Holy
like
Feige.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Father, Son, the Holy Feige.
um
I've met him. He's a good dude. Really nice guy. And he's a comic book fan, and that's what's important.
yeah.
Now, if they let Jeff
people have
Johns
gripes
over
and
at
stuff
Warner
like
Brothers
that, but
do his job, we would
Yeah.
have had an awesome Warner Brother universe too. But
I'm
there's some weird thing
not
going.
gonna get started on Jeff Johns, so
I mean, when money comes into it, money starts talking loud.
Yeah, but I mean, they
Yeah.
were disconnected from the TV to the movie franchise. Now their shows were like for a while there. The Arrowverse
Oh,
was
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But you're not, when you're trying to do Superman as a TV character, but he's not the same as the and that's where James Gunn I think is going to come in there and really kill
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Like, because he is like anybody who's in the movies, you're doing the cartoon voice, you're doing the TV show, you're doing the video games, you're doing it all. You are going to be Batman, or you are going to be this version of Green Lantern, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they desperately, desperately needed at DCU.
Some continuity.
Yeah. You need to have something stringing it together. And don't get me wrong, I like the Snyderverse stuff. He was all right, but Batman and Superman kind of a turd, but
I fell asleep.
really.
Mother's name is
I
Martha.
did.
Martha!
My mother's name is Martha too.
We went
Right there with, your best friend name is James.
we went to the
Like
the
Superman's
IMAX.
introducing Bruce Wayne to the rest of the family. It's my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. Oh, I got a brother named Daryl.
Yeah, no, we saw it in the domed IMAX downtown, and I fell asleep.
Well, you know what it was? It was like a 2.5 hour movie and like 20 minutes of
Yeah.
Batman v Superman. And they tried to check, that they were already trying to get ahead of the press on that one too. When like Snyder was like, well, it's called Batman v Superman, not versus, because we're not having them fight for real. I'm like, why did you make a fucking movie out of it, dude?
Right.
Like, let's see that kryptonite ring and an ass whooping here. Let's go.
I woke up at the end and I turned to him and I go, what did I miss?
I fell asleep during the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I
Yeah.
didn't think that was very good. And
I
apparently the
didn't
new
like
one
it.
bombed even harder.
Oh
A
yeah.
little harsh.
Did you
was
see it? Was it
bad.
crap?
No.
Oh.
But everything I've been reading is just woof.
Tears it apart.
Like when
Yeah.
what was it like? Somebody told me like Lady Gaga was really just kind of a figment of his imagination and the whole Harley bit, and I was like,
I had a feeling
that.
that's where they were gonna go with it.
Though it's interesting. I was reading an article. Apparently, Hideo Kojima said like in a decade or two, people will appreciate it differently.
Really.
Well, I mean, look at the
So that's
Star Wars
kinda weird.
prequels. So
Hideo Kojima, is that Metal Gear guy? Or?
that's
Yeah.
the Metal Gear
Yeah,
guy.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he liked it.
I don't know. I didn't.
It's
don't know
hard
what
to
he's
tell. Okay, so the thing is, though, because I follow him on Twitter, he likes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean, is that
and
like
there-
Affleck Daredevil? Like, did we appreciate that years later? I mean, I kind of like the movie.
I
They cherry picked
like,
a lot of shit from 2 or 3 different graphic novels.
I
to
like
put
Yeah, I
the
together.
I like the director's cut
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I'm referring to.
because that's
yes.
when you get Coolio
yeah.
in it, and you see a lot more of him as Matt the lawyer as opposed to
Right.
Yeah.
And then
just
you also
Daredevil.
had, Michael Clark Duncan playing Kingpin,
Oh,
which was
yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Like you couldn't have, and a lot of people, he's black, he's supposed to be. Like, fuck you, that movie. He was
Right.
awesome in that
Yeah,
movie.
no,
He
that was-
saved that
I
movie.
miss him.
'Cause I wish that they'd bring Kingpin into Spider-Man and make a proper.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know Daredevil Born Again is coming up and around the corner. Supposedly,
Yep.
was it March next year,
Something.
2025,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
So.
Yeah. And there has been mumbling that they're going to do Daredevil and Spidey in a movie, but I kind of want to see Spidey in
Vincent-
his own flick now.
I
Vincent
mean,
D'Onofrio said even if he was retired, if they said we want Kingpin for
Whatever.
Spider-Man, he was like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
yeah.
yeah, no, he loves doing Kingpin.
Kingpin, I mean, he's killing that. He's
Yeah, he
murdering
is.
that
God.
character. The Netflix series was awesome, and then he showed up on like some of the Disney
Hawkeye.
stuff. Hawkeye, yeah.
Yeah.
And Echo.
Yep.
The
yep.
show wasn't that good, but he was awesome.
I actually really liked
Did
it.
you like Echo?
But I'm a big Echo fan. Like
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been an Echo fan since David Mack.
And I'm a little bummed out that we didn't get another season of
Did
Hawkeye
it?
for Christmas.
I know, right?
Because that show was
Well,
so good.
I
not
mean, he
Christmas
did
until
kind of
Hawkeye.
get
Yeah.
he did kind of get run over. So I mean, you
What do you
got to
mean?
give him that.
What?
Jeremy Renner.
Oh, well, he's fine now. He's
Oh,
doing
no,
that
yeah, he
Mayor
is-
Kingstown again. He
Yeah,
can do
oh, yeah,
Hawkeye.
no, he
bounced back
said
and
he's
"Suit
ready."
me up.
Yeah.
He's ready for it. He
That
said.
dude's invincible, man.
But but the timing for us to have another Hawkeye in the past like Christmas or so would have been rough for him. So, because he's really only said that probably at the beginning of the year, where he said he was starting, where he
Still,
was
they could
ready.
have belted one out.
He'll be ready before that next Avengers flick for sure.
Ugh.
What do you mean, ugh? What are you groaning about? Are you one of those RDJ like haters right now that
No,
he's
no,
gonna be
no,
Doom?
no, no.
Or
Oh, I've got my theory on that.
I think it's a multiverse.
It-
He's not gonna be the Doctor Doom, but
Yeah, I
think
was about to say
it's
he's a
gonna be
red herring.
Yeah,
He's a red herring. Because
Sure.
we didn't know about
Yeah.
Brolin as Thanos.
right,
Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom is meant to distract us from whoever Doom is going to be,
right.
which I'm still crossing
You're
my fingers
still
for Keanu
you want
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
want-
could be killer.
I want Keanu as you're the first person.
No, I agree with you. No, that could be fucking really good. Like, because he's age appropriate now, and he's been trying to get himself into a Marvel Cinematic
Oh, yeah.
Universe somewhere.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
just-
they've talked to him a number of
Yeah,
times.
they just said they don't want him until they've got the perfect role for him. And me,
if he
Doom
was
is
20 years,
perfect.
and if he was 20 years younger, I'd say Century.
Oh yeah,
He would have been great as
Yeah.
Century, man. It'd be weird seeing him with bleach blonde hair, but
Well, the guy
Again.
that we have for Sentry, he don't have blonde hair.
who is it?
yeah, he does.
Does he have blonde hair?
Did they
I thought
cast
he had
somebody as
brown
Century?
hair. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of a weak character. I mean, it's but is he in one of the
He's
new
in
TV
Thunderbolts.
shows? Oh, it's Thunderbolt. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I did read some.
Thunderbolts asterisks,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever the hell that's gonna mean.
But no, man, how about Agatha all along though? Like
That
setting
show
up
was
Wiccan.
fucking awesome.
It was great. It
But
was so good.
did
and
you like
they
the
brought
ending?
Death.
Yeah, see, that's
Huh?
the problem,
What?
though. Everybody loved the show, but the ending was so soft, man. Like,
Yeah.
I-
It was kind of like anticlimactic.
Of all the shows to not have a stinger, that one really needed something to tie it back into the rest
Yeah.
of the universe. There was
Right.
nothing to tie it to the rest of.
I thought for sure at the end of the credits we were going to see her ghosting around Franklin Richards or something to play Penelope. 'Cause she was a nanny for the Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, man? Like, that would have been...
Yeah.
Out of all the Marvel stuff coming up, though, the Fantastic Four movie, and I don't even like the Fantastic Four. Never liked the comic. Never really dug that series. I mean, I respected it's Marvel's first family, but I'm really, really hype about that movie, dude.
I'm excited to see where they go with
And
it.
a lot of people bitched again about Pedro Pascal being to be Reed Richards. I'm like, no, I think that's
No, he's
perfect.
great.
He's a
Yeah,
great
no,
actor. That
no.
dude could do anything. He's
Yeah.
kind of like the new generation's Morgan Freeman.
Well,
Like,
I think there's a lot of people who are
Just good in
butthurt because they
everything.
wanted John Krasinski, and it's like, look, you got
You got
your
him.
taste,
You
man.
got
you
him.
got the taste. Let it move on.
yeah, it's
I mean,
and it's
'cause
a
even I
multiverse
think-
version of the FF too. So
I think John Krasinski had outright said that he's just kind of he feels like he's too old at this point now.
well, him and his
to-
wife
to
both
do
could
it.
have been Reed
Oh, yeah,
and Sue
Reed and
Richards,
Sue.
which would have
Yeah.
been cool. But like again, I agree with him. Like you're probably if you would have caught him 20 years ago, he'd been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna start hiring people to do these movies going forward, and that's again the James Gunn theory. Like, okay, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do all the different versions of
Yeah.
media, and we need a person that we can go longevity.
Yeah, no,
I
he's-
understand the Cavill thing, but I would have rather seen Henry Cavill. I don't get that one because he's only like a year or two younger than him, the new guy, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why? And he looks almost just like him. But
Ah.
fresh start, new ideas, man.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
They need to hire Henry over at Marvel. He should be Captain Britain. Put him
Who
in the
did we
movie.
have?
Or the
Who
East
did-
Coast
we got
Avengers.
s-
Yeah.
We got someone that we had.
Wouldn't he be great as Doctor Doom?
We had thought about
Cavill.
for
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill.
Yeah.
Put him under that mask, man. He's all ripped and shit already anyway. Like, and he's, it doesn't matter how old he is now because it's.
Yeah.
Oh, you've
Dr.
got
Doom,
you've got Cavalrine.
Yeah.
They're gonna treat you so much better here.
It's fucking amazing.
Such a great throwaway line. My nose is itching like crazy.
But yeah, no, they've got. Let's see. I was trying to think of who it was, and now I lost it.
Yeah,
Think.
you've been brain farting a lot today.
I have been.
It was a built Brit dude. I remember that.
Yeah, and I can't think of who.
We were like, shit, he could do Brian Braddock.
Right.
He was blonde and everything, and now I can't think of it.
If they don't put John Bernthal into a Marvel film as Punisher, it's a crime.
Yeah.
That's true.
But at least, like I said, the Disney Plus stuff is tied into the movies
Yeah.
loosely. But so maybe we'll see that. I would
Well,
love
not
to have seen.
necessarily so loosely anymore either.
If you're going to do another Spidey movie and you're going to just overflood it and not let him do his own thing, then they need to do a Marvel Knights flick with Spidey, Daredevil,
Yeah.
and Punisher.
Yeah, no, I'm with that.
Do not try and bring back Toby and Andrew again. It's been played out. I know everybody's
They,
like, "Oh,
they,
it'd
they
be so
finally
great."
got it. They finally got like the
redemption
close of redemption and everything like that. I
Right.
think it was perfect for
Between
the
Deadpool and that movie, it closed the door on the Fox
Exactly.
universe and all
Yeah.
the other side
Yeah.
spin movies. It's like, okay, that's good. That's what I thought was so
Exactly.
brilliant about Wolverine Deadpool. It was like, okay, you acknowledged it happened in another universe, and I think Snipes basically cursed Blade's production forever, though.
probably.
Always gonna be one
That's what it
Blade.
seems like.
Such a great
He's
one.
been saying that for so long, though.
And
He
and
honestly
felt,
has been.
it really felt like Ryan Reynolds was daring Marvel.
Right.
Do it. Stop.
We
fucking
dare
around.
you. And it's funny too, and you're right, because it's like they were daring Marvel to try and do it again, because it's like, it's going to fail because it ain't got Wesley in it. Wesley Snipes was badass in the first two Blade movies. Can't say much for the third movie, but I don't think that was their fault.
But then
No.
Mahershala Ali as Blade.
Oh, he's going to be dope if they ever get around to it. He'll probably bail before they get around to making this damn
Probably.
movie, though. That's
That's
the
what I'm
problem.
thinking.
He'll die of old age.
Right,
Fuck.
he's going to age out before he can get...
Yeah, right.
That'd be
And
the
it-
biggest crime.
Yeah. The biggest crime at Marvel MCU right now and Disney is that they haven't done a fucking Miles Morales Spider-Man live-action flick. Like, what is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with Sony, man? That, like, Venom should have been, like, the end right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried about Tom Holland coming over there and doing a flick with Tom Hardy. It's like, no, you've got the perfect opportunity to set up Miles Morales right now with Tom
Yeah.
Hardy. And how
Yeah.
great would that be? It's like, but again, Venom 3, they said that movie's a bomb, just phoned it in. I think I
Which
read
is
that.
sad though,
Sony's
because
allergic
I
to
like
printing money.
Null.
Yeah,
Sony Pictures, clarification, is
Yeah.
allergic to money.
right. They do just go ahead and do the rumor and sell Sony Pictures to Disney and get it over with and just get out of it like Fox.
Well, it was the whole thing of like the only reason we ended up with the Spider-Man movies we got was because of the Sony hack.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Sony Japan didn't know that Sony Pictures America had an offer from Disney saying, "Hey, let's team up and do a Spider-Man movie." And
They had a whole deal and
yeah,
everything.
when Sony Japan saw those leaked emails, they were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Get them on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You are hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Do you want your job?"
And I guess they've made some kind of new deal in perpetuity for Holland to keep going as Spidey
Yeah.
as long as they
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
use him. And again, just let them back the dump truck full of money up to your doorstep, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
He loves being Spider-Man though. That's a great thing too.
But again, I just wish that, Homecoming, all these movies, that he's always had Iron Man or somebody with him. They just
Yeah.
need to let him go down to street level hero.
yeah.
The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in a movie by himself. As much as I want to see Daredevil or Punisher or somebody show up. Or if you're going to do
Yeah.
a trilogy, let's do a trilogy of films with him versus Kingpin, and then you can have
Yeah.
Daredevil
God,
helping
yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I'm kind of shocked we haven't seen a proper Ghost Rider come back around either. That's one of the only two movies I've ever walked out of.
Well,
was
I
Ghost
mean,
Rider 2.
we've got Jennifer Hale
Yeah, I was about to say,
Agatha.
we have gotten
Jennifer Hale
kinda-
is Johnny Blaze's cousin.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see.
So
I know they had him in S.H.I.E.L.D. briefly, the what's the
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
yeah,
Robbie Reyes.
the ghost driver, the ghost
Yeah.
who drives cars.
Which I have to say, that car was pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, but it's not Ghost Rider. Come on, that wasn't.
Well, because Robbie Reyes had the car.
If you ain't gonna do Johnny Blaze, it's not Ghost Rider,
yeah.
and it can't be Nicolas Cage, huh?
You gotta have the motorcycle.
Yeah, it's got to be a motorcycle or a horse. Doesn't matter which. Like that was the one thing they got in the Nick Cage movie when they had.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, when they had the old Ghost Rider still on the
Yeah.
on the horse.
Sam
Elliott.
I still get
Elliott.
chills with that
Yeah.
scene.
Them riding across the desert and he's on horseback.
The
It's like
whole
the old
Let's
white,
Ride, yeah.
all solid white Ghost Rider from
Yeah,
the
they got
40s.
the cover of Riders playing.
Yep.
Shit.
Ghost Riders in the sky.
Yep. Spider bait.
It was better when the Blues Brothers did it.
But,
Yes, yes, it was. It was amazing.
That, and I have to say, I was
It
disappointed.
made no sense in the movie, but it was
No,
an
yeah,
awesome
yeah.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackheart is honestly one of my favorite villains, and
And they casted that perfect, man.
yeah, no,
Oh,
he
God.
was.
I mean,
he
seriously,
was
they even had his
amazing.
fucking motorcycle from Easy Rider in it, man. I mean,
I
come on,
mean,
that was awesome.
I would have
Fonda was
loved,
great in that flick.
I would have loved to see him transform, but I mean, what they did get, and they showed hints of it.
When he had the American motorcycle standing right there, and he kind of walked by and gave the nod, like, "Hey, that's a nice bike." It's like, come on, man, that's as cool as it gets. That's as pimp as you're gonna
Yeah.
ever get in a movie, man.
Yeah.
That was fucking rad. And then the rest of the movie was a giant turd.
I still like watching it though.
I watched part of the second movie when like Ghost Rider was like peeing fire. I was like, oh, I'm done.
Donna Logue got the short end of the stick of that one.
Right. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm sure Ghost Rider will. Again, I don't see why they haven't made Marvel Knights like its own spin-off property
Yeah.
at Disney. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
okay, you like Deadpool, you like Punisher, you like Daredevil. Why don't you just make the rated R side of Disney? I mean, if you're gonna go all in. It's not like the mouse doesn't have his money in
Well, I mean,
R-rated stuff already.
I think Deadpool opened that up for sure.
Well, Fox, I think, was really that broke the can open on that one
Mm.
because, again, doesn't that mean that the xenomorph from Alien, isn't she technically a princess now? A Disney
Oh.
princess?
Good point.
No, because
Ripley
she's a
should
queen.
definitely be a Ripley from the movie. Sigourney Weaver should be a Disney princess.
Now,
shit.
now Ripley's a queen.
They-
I love her.
They should redo the Disney Alien Encounter.
They're
and
never
make it an
going to
actual Alien
again.
Encounter. I mean, I love Stitch and all, but shit.
Yeah, I know. No, I think they
That
got
thing-
rid of that
thing was
anyway.
Terrifying.
They got
when
rid
it
of
first
it,
opened.
the Stitch one. I don't think they have it anymore. I think
Really?
they got rid of it because they were doing the Tron
Oh, yeah.
ride.
Well, still, I mean, they got that plan. Just
Yeah.
throw the xenomorph in.
Well, the Tron thing is there because they've got another movie coming out next year.
Yeah.
Tron
Oh,
movies.
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
No.
And, well, I don't know.
He
He
don't
swears
like
that's
him.
his favorite movie, the OG Tron movie.
I
I'm
don't
in there
like
too.
him.
The top 5 favorite movies of all time. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Tron. First movie to
Oh,
use
yeah.
CGI. Got disqualified from all the award shows for CGI because they claimed that was cheating.
What?
Who knew?
Wow.
Where was it? Yeah, I think Last Starfighter was the next one.
Oh, I loved Last Starfighter.
They've been trying to relaunch that movie for years too.
Oh
but
yeah.
Dude,
I love that movie.
I wrote a fan sequel.
Did you?
Yes.
Nerd.
That would absolutely make it to, like, yeah.
If it was
I
ma-
love
would
when
absolutely
he
get
admits
made.
that he writes fan fiction.
It would
I love it.
absolutely get made because it hits
I love
all
it.
the modern notes that need to hit.
if they were slick, they would pull it like the Jumanji sequel. You know, where The Rock was smart enough
Yeah.
to come in and say, "Hey, listen, you know, we're not going to do a reboot. We're going to,
Well,
because I'm
you
not going
kind
to
of
shit on
can.
Robin
No,
Williams'
Yeah,
legacy."
Robin Williams.
Which
was
I thought was
amazing.
very classy, and
Yeah.
I've told a million people a million times, The Rock is one of the most stand-up dudes in Hollywood. Like, you think it's a show for the cameras, but he really is a nice guy. Like, I've met him,
Yeah.
I've worked with him a couple times. He's a good dude, but
I mean, the thing I wrote is a straight up sequel.
yeah. They
Like-
need to
like
do it
Tron
like that,
Legacy
where
style.
where the game kind of upgraded itself from the board game into an old act in television or whatever the
Yeah,
hell it was,
Mm.
and then you know,
Yeah, it turned into a video game.
Yeah, but I mean, because Alex is up there.
Yeah.
What's he been doing for the last 30
maybe he
however
needs to
many
train another
years?
starfighter pilot.
Yeah.
That's what I would do with it.
He had to rebuild the Legion.
Right. Well, after they got wiped out, there was
Yeah.
an era of peace, and now they're back.
Because Zur would return because he escaped, right? I mean, shit.
If there was
It wrote
any,
itself.
if there were any sequel out there that needed to be made, straight up Galaxy Quest.
I love
But Tim
Galaxy
Allen said he'll
Quest.
never do it because of Alan Rickman passing away. It wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
And I get it because I agree with that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
very stand up because there's a lot of money in that pool to be made, but
Yeah.
without Alan Rickman,
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
same. It's definitely not the same.
grocery store. What was it? The appliance store opening where he's
Yeah.
just so bummed out by
By
Grapthaw's
Hannah.
Hannah.
What a savings.
Oh, what a savings! Just so miserable. So good, so good.
Well done.
Again, that man was one of those guys.
He was a
Robert Duvall,
treasure.
Morgan Freeman, Alan Rickman. Whatever they're in, it's going to be awesome.
Oh,
It's going to be good.
My-
Even if the movie is a complete piece of shit,
Oh, yeah.
this movie's going to rule because they were in it.
My
Yeah.
favorite is Alan Rickman in King of the Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen all the King of the Hills.
It's
Well, I tell you what.
it's the episode with the Ren Fair.
All right.
And he
he
heads
spends
up
like
the Ren
almost
Fair.
the entire episode like speaking like himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he's this pretentious
British.
guy doing a
Yeah.
And at the very end, when like everything crumbles, he puts on like the worst Texan accent. Oh no, they're gonna take my fire.
It is really good.
I'll watch the whole episode start to finish just for that moment.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
bringing back King of the Hill.
Really?
Have you not seen the preview yet for it? They've been released.
No.
Okay,
What?
so they've advanced it like 10 or 15 years since the show's been over.
Well,
and
yeah.
now
Yeah.
Bobby's an adult and he's a professional chef. And they've had
Okay.
images of Bobby popping up on the internet. They're doing the same thing that they did with Beavis and Butthead where they
Okay.
advanced them up to their 40s and 50s now.
Mm.
And I don't know if you're not watching the new Beavis and Butthead. Those are
No.
fucking just as brilliant as the
Really?
originals. Oh yeah, they're even
I-
better
I mean,
now.
we've been meaning
I've been afraid
to.
You know, they did the same formula where it's 2 little 10-minute episodes. So you
Yeah.
get one episode. The first half is always going to be the young original OG Beavis and Butthead as
Okay.
kids, but the second half, the second episode, part of the episode is them as old men. Now they're in their like mid to late 50s, and it's like, where did they end up in the world after all these years? And that's the better part of the show, I think, because they're
Yeah.
still ignorant.
Nice.
They're still stupid, but now they can drink beer and they go to bars and get their ass whipped, and just, it's great.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
If you got Paramount Plus, that's a winner.
Okay. So, speaking of Beavis and Butthead, that SNL sketch.
Oh God,
Oh my god. I
I don't even
think
know if
I've
it was not
laughed-
particularly even that funny. It was just them trying not to break character the
Yeah.
whole
That
time.
was the
Yeah,
funny part.
that's what made it.
Because she kept turning every time she'd turn around, he'd look at her with that like, and she'd just
Yeah.
start
She
laughing.
just
again.
tried. Yeah. No, Heidi got and Heidi's usually really good with
But how can you keep a straight face when he's
Right.
in the outfit?
Yeah.
You look
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
Both of
cartoon, Beavis and Butthead. Look, they do in the lab. Now you got them sitting next to each other. I've never met this guy before in my life. Because,
How long y'all been friends?
yeah.
And then at the end, the King of the Hill,
Oh yeah, yeah,
they're all dressed up as the four.
yeah.
From
Because we're
King
talking
of the
about AI taking jobs, and we've
Yeah.
got 4 men with a strong opinion on it.
Yep.
Some people said there was Brad Pitt doing Boomhauer, but I think he was just a cameo as his cousin or something.
In what?
Huh.
King of the Hill.
The
I don't know.
He played his cousin, didn't he?
He
He played
Boomhauer.
Boomhauer.
well, no.
Brad Pitt was Patch Boomhauer,
Yeah.
Well, there you
Boomhauer's
go.
brother.
Yeah.
What a great show.
It is really. We watch it often. Actually, we watch it and rewatch it.
Oh man. So, when I worked at Sam Goody,
You worked at
these
Sam
always
Goody?
always
did.
start.
I worked
he
at
did.
Suncoast Videos for years. Was it at the Galleria?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you're back in the days. Was it when we were still open upstairs at the
Yeah.
video store?
yeah.
Because that was before FYE came in and bought all of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sam Goody was still its own little entity.
Was it the head security guard?
Oh, I remember them. They thought we were smoking when I was manager of KB Toys in the Galleria. And we were, but they
I
could
was
never
about to say,
catch
were
us
they
doing
wrong?
it. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we were. We would go out back. It was the middle of Christmas time. Me and my buddy, we were the assistant managers, and we would get a lunch break. And, the Galleria at Christmas time was just like wall-to-wall traffic. So if you had an hour, you could get in your car and you could drive the perimeter of the mall. It would take about an hour to go all the
Yeah.
way around the mall and back to where you started. So that was enough to, like, inhale some Chick-fil-A and then, so...
Yeah.
And then put up with all their bullshit.
Well,
for the
that's
rest
the
of
whole
day.
thing. You kind of had to do that in order to get through the day.
Because people are miserable fucking trolls.
Yeah.
There's a lot of assholes
yeah.
in this world. And
Yep.
the people in retail do not deserve your bullshit.
Right?
Well, there's a reason.
And I'll tell you one
If you
other
work
thing.
in
since I'm
retail,
on
you
a-
smoke.
Okay, you do, because you have to, because
Yeah.
people are going to drive you fucking nuts. And anybody who goes, oh man, any asshole idiot can fucking run a cash register. No,
it.
they can't, because if you go to any self-checkout line now these days, it's the same asshole who's sitting there scratching their head in the back of their ass crack going, I don't understand how it works. I thought any asshole could do it. Well, I
Yeah.
can't.
And this is the easy
Yeah.
version.
And this is the easy
Right?
version. I mean, this is dumb. You just put the little barcode on the laser for fuck's sake, and they
Yep.
still can't figure it out. Like, so fuck you if you're out there and you think that working retail is easy. Kiss our ass, man.
Well,
Because
it's
I
not
did it
just
for almost
that.
30 years.
You're
man.
dealing with people who think that they're super entitled to certain things, and let me tell you, customer is not always right.
No, they're very
At
seldomly
all.
right, but you have to kiss their ass because some corporate
I never
asshole
did.
or
I-
overlord.
I had a
never did.
manager who simplified it very easily. She said the customer is not always right. Well, she started with what's the most important rule of retail? I was like, the customer is always right. She goes, no, no, but the customer has to think they're
That they're
always
right.
right.
That's exactly.
And that is the key to not
Yeah.
losing your mind. She was the only manager I ever had who didn't smoke.
Really.
Yeah,
God, I could write a book about all the dumb shit in retail.
Right.
But
to Sam
The-
Goody, we had a guy who came in once a week, and he would grab the guitar off that back rack
right.
and start playing the
Stairway
King of the
to
Hill theme
Heaven?
song.
The which
No,
one?
We had a sign that said no stairway.
Well, every fucking record store or
Yeah.
music shop has to have the no stairway to heaven.
Oh yeah, but
Not here, buddy.
and we would occasionally have people who would start to do it very badly.
Yeah,
and,
but that was it. That's why you can have no stairway to
was
heaven,
always
because
the-
they're not going to do it correctly. It's going to be
No.
like a shitty, choppy version.
Yeah.
You're
But,
not Robert Plant. You're not Jimmy Page. Just
Yeah.
stop.
but the guy would come in, grab a guitar, play the theme song to King of the Hill. The whole store would stop,
Yeah,
and then when he finished, he would hang it back up and leave. That
really,
was it.
really.
I love that guy.
He probably worked somewhere in the mall.
Probably.
This was his one moment of zen for the day. Like today,
Yeah.
for this 5 minutes, I am king.
Like I had heard from someone that when I worked there, like, oh yeah, he plays guitar for whatever local band, and I was like, oh okay.
Okay, well there you go. He probably worked in the mall at the food
Right,
court.
yeah.
If he was
Yeah.
in the local band, he was probably like working the Dippin' Dots or something in the fucking food court or making
Aw,
pretzels.
now I want Dippin' Dots and pretzels, man.
I was at the mall today. Like I said, I ate the Chinese food and had to take a massive shit. And I guess that's how we're doubling back to the beginning of the conversation.
Hey, it
Yeah,
comes
full
full
circle.
circle.
It comes full circle. But the one thing I did see in retail, a buddy of mine, and God bless him, I love this guy. He, like, some lady was like in his face and up his ass. We were working at a Office Max or something, and she was just, I'll never shop here again. You will be missed. I'm never gonna fucking spend another dime with you fuckers ever again. He's like, we'll try and get along without you somehow. I was just like,
Yep.
dude, I was like, that was the best thing I ever saw, and the fact that he didn't get fired for it was even more brilliant, man. It's just, we'll see you
what
next
are you gonna
week.
fire him for? Sarcasm?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
I
it's-
mean, jeez.
God, just put this Karen right in her place. I was like, that's bloody brilliant. But
Yeah.
again, back to the food court, took a dump. Now we're back, and I guess that's it. That's been an hour. That's all we have time for this week, guys. It's
Wow.
I hate to begin the show and end the show on a shit joke, but that's all
we
you
went
get.
everywhere in this, though.
Right,
Like-
right.
This is the shit talking episode.
This
so-
was
This
just
is-
a
this is-
shit talking
yeah.
episode, like, and I think this is going to be a more frequent thing because I mean, honestly, how many times can you talk about Ninja Turtles in the course of
Right.
52 weeks? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk about Ninja Turtles every week, but and I wasn't even like a huge mega fan of it. Like,
Right.
although I did wear a trucker cap all the way through like freshman or sophomore year of high school. I got a lot of ass kickings because of that hat, but I don't like to think of myself as being a nerd back in the day, but I feel like more of a trendsetter now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm an old hand at this nerd thing.
yeah.
I need to dispense my worldly Jedi wisdom to this newer generation that doesn't understand the difference between Spock and, Luke Skywalker. They're out there, trust me.
Painful.
Again, I've said
Painful.
before, like my dad, you could put Darth Vader in a lineup with 4 white midgets and he's still not going to pick them out. Like he just does not know. And on that note, kids, we wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.